All right, welcome back. So this one is a little long, maybe not. I don't know how fast I'll get through, but I'm just gonna read, right? It's a story between a guy and a girl called Chiamaka, a guy called Uzo, and a girl called Chiamaka, and it's been trendy. They're both on Twitter, verified. At least one person has a verified page. Let me even see. Okay, so Uzo has a verified page, and Amaka is just a girl. All right, and Uzo, his Twitter page says Iron Boy, voice actor, bad man killer. Okay, and Amaka's page says interior architect and designer, furniture designer, economist, AutoCAD, 5'11". They call them Amazon, right? Anyway, so I'm gonna read the first thing. This was from yesterday around 10:56 a.m. that Uzo posted this. Uzo, the guy, posted this. Okay, and since yesterday, the phrase "no," I think "no" is a no, or something like that, has been trendy. Let me see here. I think no is no. Yeah, has been trending on Nigeria Twitter, and I'm just gonna read, and then we'll take it from there. So let's get into it. So Uzo posted, some allegations have been brought up against me. I would first like to apologize to all my friends and everyone affiliated with me for the new light this news might make you see me in. But I solely promise that's not me. I do not condone, support, nor engage in any form of sexual misconduct in whatsoever form it may appear. I have witnesses who will vouch for my behavior. Thread. So he continues. Before I continue the thread, okay? What's his name? What's his name again? I'm forgetting now. Okay, I remember. Russel Simmons was also in the news, right? Anybody know who Russel Simmons is? Russel Simmons is legendary music mogul. Before there was a DD, there was Russel Simmons, right? And he's been living overseas for a while. And there's a bunch of allegations against him before there was a DD. But I'm not sure it wasn't as heated as it is for Diddy right now. Okay, and this post here says Russel says grape the allegations ruined his life, relationships with people, despite taking 9 lie detector tests to prove his innocence. He said, I've been insensitive, but certainly I've never been forceful. Okay, that's what he said. He continued to shoot down claims that he's violated several women throughout his decades-long career. It's been 6 years since the groundbreaking sexual assault rumors against hip-hop mogul Russel Simmons went haywire in the press, and he's still deeming himself not guilty. In a recent interview, Russel Simmons spoke on the inappropriate misconduct that he was accused of in 2017 and how the allegations impacted his life. When addressing the reported behavior, the Def Jam Recordings co-founder agreed that although he was frivolous in his intimate interactions back in the day, everything was consensual. Okay? All right. So no is no. That's what we're talking about, right? No is no. And what we're finding out more and more today is that, what did I do? Let's go back. What we're finding out more and more is that that's becoming more and more true, right? Just living a different era. Transparency is craved quite heavily. And because of that, people are pushing hard against even what the existing social constructs are. So we have to be careful, especially gentlemen. You have to be very, very careful in this particular topic that we're talking about right now. We have to be very, very careful. All right, so that's Russel Simmons. He's still hiding away somewhere in Middle East, I think. I'm not sure if he's hiding, but It's not coming back here either. He's doing his yoga thing out there. He said, of the almost 24 women who have come forward with assault claims, I spoke poorly to 15 of them. 12 of them. I spoke poorly all the time. Okay, so if you know him well, his mouth is, he has mouth like a lethal weapon, right? He will talk down on anybody. Very disrespectful, cursing, especially if they are under him, they work for him. That's just the guy he was. And that's something that's also rampant in the industry. He's responsible for the LL Cool J's, Ron DMC's, even the Drew Hills, Def Jam, Def Soul, all that era from the 90s, Def Comedy. I was crude, so how many compromising situations was I in? The 66-year-old continued challenging the validity of the victim's recount. Now, his ex-wife, Kimora Lee Simmons, who has kids, they have kids together. She was 15 or 16 or 17, something like that, underage when they started dating or something like that, allegedly. Okay, so, and he was in his 30s, almost in his 40s at the time. So I don't have this allegedly, right? He says, if you call that person and say, can you help me help these other women, then you can get them to tell a story and reimagine a story. And I'm not here to say what they were thinking, but I can simply tell you that I was in so many compromising situations that people can have a recollection from 30 or 40 years ago, and it can be different from my recollection. And it could be one way that was perhaps collaboration. Simmons added, we had more foursomes than most guys had onesomes. Did you hear that? Okay. Yes, it's in Bali, but it's in Bali, Indonesia. That's where it's at. Yeah. We had more foursomes than most guys had onesomes. Could someone leave and feel hurt? Could someone leave and feel they wished they hadn't? Could someone reimagine a story out of thousands of people? Could someone want notoriety in a market where people thirst for fame? That's some really good point. Somebody said, sir, refresh our memory again. How old was Kimura when you chased her after her? Wahala. Somebody said it was interesting when he left America, the lawsuits all dropped. I don't even like this dude at all, but I know he grape nobody. Somebody is vouching for him. Were you in the room of all those foursomes? People with personality disorders can pass lie detector tests. That's a fact. That lie detector testing, I don't know if that proves anything, because if you're a psychopath and they ask you a question and you mean what you say, maybe you didn't choose to forget, right? But you kind of forgot, right? Could you pass a lie detector test? I'm not sure what that proved. Anyway, the key point here is that anything you do anything you do in the dark, likely will come to light. Okay, let's get back to Uzo and Chiamaka'S story, because that's kind of congruent to what we're talking about right now. No is trending on Nigeria Twitter. That's what we're talking about. Okay. Right. Why would I speak for Russel Simmons? I don't understand. Like, why would I do that? Knowing the level of power that they were operating in, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so Uzo continues. Remember, some allegations have been brought up against me. That's what Uzo said. I would first like to apologize to all my friends and everyone affiliated with me for the new light. To all my friends and everyone affiliated with me for the new light the news might make you see me in. But I solely promise that's not me. I do not condone, support, or engage in any form of sexual misconduct in whatsoever form it may appear. I have witnesses who will vouch for my behavior. All right. Uzo continues. I will keep this as straight to the point as possible. I met Chiamaka July of this year and we had something, but it did not work out for some reasons. We didn't speak again until first week November, where we ran into each other. We said hi, and I texted her that evening myself. The night of the next day, which was the 4th, around 8 p.m. while I was working, she had called me about 4 times and I missed all. So I had to call back. She said she had just moved to my area and then personally invited me over to her place. I told her I was working and wouldn't get there until quite late. She did not object. I didn't get there until 10:30, 11. I'm guessing that's PM. It was already raining heavily before I left. Okay, and now he actually shares a screenshot. This guy actually shares screenshot. Okay, you can see on the screen. Let me bring my screen to the table here, so you guys can stay with me. Okay, I'm reading it directly from Twitter, their pages. Okay. So those are the missed calls. He actually took screenshots of this is November 4th. If you're in America, that's just backwards. All right, and he gave records. Okay, 4th of November. Okay. All right, so let's continue. It was already raining heavily before I left. Okay, he continues. I wore a hoodie to Chiamaka'S place because it was raining. And when I got there, she explicitly asked me to take it off. I wasn't wearing anything under either. We decided to make some food together and we also discussed while we did. We then watched a movie while we ate until we started making out consensually in the living room. And then we both decided to move to the bedroom. Chiamaka was only dressed in a t-shirt, and by this time I had only my trousers on. Good. Which she told me it was okay to take off before we went to the bedroom. All right. And then it continues. Things obviously got heated in the bedroom and we started getting intimate again. Chiamaka claims that she asked me to stop, which I willfully did. I can also state that via text. Chiamaka testified that I stopped when she asked me to. We were moving too fast in the moment, hence the pause. I understood and so did she. Let me state that we talked for a while in between, sharing different stories about ourselves, and then we consensually started getting intimate again. This time, not a single hesitation came from either of us. I did not coerce her to have sex with me, as this was a mutual act. Chiamaka claims that she went to sleep crying after, but I am surprised at this, because we cuddled all night and I did not see or hear anything of the sort. We woke up the next morning and Chiamaka went to the bathroom. I was brushing my teeth with her while she peed. Chiamaka claims that it hurt for her to pee, but I stood right in front of her and she did not make mention nor connote this to me with her gestures. All we did was talk about how close together the buildings on her street were, because we were looking out the window. I also always tend to ask people if they're okay a lot, a habit I can't seem to shake. I pick up on the tiniest details, even when they're not even there. I asked her if everything was okay. She said she was fine, that it was because she hadn't had sex in a while and she was trying to adjust. I let it be. Wait. But I'm going to go back to this part here. Okay. He said, but I stood right in front of her and she did not make mention nor connote this to me with her gestures. Right? Connote with me, made gestures, right? But then he's asked, okay, so he just naturally asked if people are fine. He said, oh, I asked if she said she was fine, that it was because she hadn't had sex in a while and she was trying to adjust. I let it be. We went back into bed and we started talking again, specifically about our individual inclinations to other worldly entities and something about our belief in the power of the universe. We started making out again and then we had sex, and I will reiterate that this was also, let me see here, this was also a completely consensual and mutual activity. Chiamaka claims to have seen blood the night before, but it was extremely dark and I did not see such. If I did, I would have altered all actions and made sure she was okay. That same morning, I had a deadline to meet, and I told Chiamaka that I had to leave. I also had my medication to take, so I had to be home. Chiamaka explicitly begged me to stay longer with her, and I told her I couldn't, but cushioned it with the promise of coming back another day to see her, I guess. To see her. She agreed. I texted Chiamaka to let her know I was home, and this was her response. Not once between the 4th and 5th did she make mention of me asking out of me carrying out such an act that she claims I did. Let me state that I do not blame her for this, because trauma does not have a time frame. This chat is simply for emphasis sake. She claims that the dynamic changed after the alleged event. I see you guys are quiet, listening to me attentively. Okay, shout out to you all. Hit that like button. Let's pin everybody else into the room. Okay. She claims that the dynamic changed after the alleged event, and that I knew she wanted to confront me. I have her on record saying this, hence me being elusive. But our chats between the night of the 4th and the night of the 5th prove otherwise. I had no motive to be elusive. And this is a screenshot of chat. I'm home, baby, I guess. Okay, glad you got home safe. I like spending time with you. And she says, I enjoyed spending time with you too. And then she said, take your meds, eat something, and get to work. All right. That's what she said. And another one here says, with bread, of course. And then she says, okay, boo, take care. Hey, baby, how are you? Hi, baby, I'm fine, thank you. How's your day been? I'm so tired. F, on task 2 of 3. I had to ask for an extension. So, and then she goes, sorry. I'm guessing she's the one in black, right? I think she's the one in black. Yep. All right, get it. So that's how that went. And then he continues. Let me also state that not once throughout this ordeal did I ever willfully set in motion any plans to come to Chiamaka'S place. Every invitation was of her own volition. In all of this, I was only at her place on one occasion, which was the 4th. She invited me over again the next night of the 5th. Immediately after this alleged act, she claims I did. But I bailed because I had a very packed weekend. I said I would make it up to her by coming around to hers on the 8th after an event I had. She said that was fine. Yet, I still never made it to her place. Chiamaka claims that I knew of this allegation. I was evasive to see her because of it. But I didn't have the slightest clue of this matter till Saturday, the 2nd of December. That's almost a month later, when she accused me at 2:50 a.m. This are texts from Chiamaka 2 to 4 days after the alleged incident happened, stating how she missed me and wanted to be around me that night. Chiamaka also claims that this was a lie, some sort of ruse on her part to get me to come over so that she could confront me, because she thought I was being evasive about these allegations. But I'm not psychic. I process words like every normal person. I acknowledge that there is no appropriate time frame to process trauma in whatever form it may appear, and Chiamaka claims to have gaslighted herself into thinking that said incident didn't happen. I have her on record saying all of this. I've never heard that one before. Somebody gaslighting themselves. Another one. And another one. And she claims she wanted to talk to me to soothe herself into thinking it didn't happen. But is it healthy to try and replicate the same exact situation as what you claim left you traumatized? Not once, but twice. Okay, you can see Konji is also trendy here. I think it's for the same reason. Okay. If you truly wanted to confront me about this, as you so claim, was your initial plan behind this text at the time you sent them? Why was us talking on neutral grounds not an option? Okay, all right, let me continue. Let me also point out that an intimate in-person conversation which I solely instigated on a later date was had after the days these texts were sent, and at this point I still had no clue about how she felt following that night. I will further explain this down the line. Here's another screenshot. Okay, this is clearly a person that seems to have, unless he made up this screenshot, some receipts, right? And he says, I'm so sorry, I couldn't make it tonight, baby. And then she goes, baby, that's okay, I understand. I just really wanted you around me tonight. Good night and sleep tight. Okay. And then he says, I wanted you around me too. Good morning, babe. Did you sleep good? Okay. So it looks like he woke up to the text on the following morning, November 6th. I've been so busy at work. All right. I missed you and I was worried, he said. I did miss you too. You can always call me. I can? Wasn't sure if you'd want that. Okay, so we don't know each other like that, obviously. All right, so I think that's that. Let me see. God, to me, why are we lacking sleep like this? My baby, I'm sorry, I don't text much, but I really love to see you tonight. If that works for you, I want to talk to you and I really miss you. And your bald head with a smiley face. Hey baby. Okay, so all right, so that's that. So those are 3 screenshots. Okay, let me continue. On December 6th, okay, he posted December 6th. Okay, that's what this is. But he continues the thread. Chiamaka, is Chiamaka right? I think so. Yeah, Chiamaka. Chiamaka blocked me on all platforms on the noon of November 10th because I was active on Twitter promoting my brand while her text sat unanswered. She texted me at 12:02 and I responded at 13:59. Okay, I didn't get a response and the text didn't deliver. I checked our TikToks and I saw that her page was unavailable. Okay, she blocked ya. And here's a screenshot. Uzum, please, if you're okay, just text me, let me know. She sent the text now. These guys are crazy and I don't know the side you're coming from. Are you alone? This is, so she's panicking, sounds like at this point. These guys are crazy, I don't know what side you're coming from. Are you alone? And then he goes, it's okay baby, I'm good now. Did you sleep good? I hope you feel better. And then he goes, not really, to be honest. Was pretty short. Yours? God, I have such a packed weekend, so many commitments to people. Okay, all right, nothing crazy yet. I guess, okay. I ran into Chiamaka the evening of the 10th and I tried to say hi, but she said nothing to me. Sounds like a crazy person. We're just going by story so far. Okay. I chased her down so I could understand what I did wrong. I asked, pointing, D-Love, I did. Yes, you have missed, but no worries. You'll have opportunity to retract. Good to see you. Anyway, I'm continuing. I chased her down so I could understand what I did wrong. I asked point blank and she told me that it was because I never texted her back. I told her this wasn't true, that my texts were left unanswered. I showed our texts as proof, and we talked for almost an hour dissecting why she blocked me because I didn't respond in 2 hours. That's crazy. Anyway, I have a habit of not replying texts while being active on Twitter, so I accepted my fault and duly apologized. Chiama vehemently denies that this in-person discussion did not happen, and I have at least 4 witnesses that can speak against this declaration. Why she chooses to lie about something this glaring, I do not understand. I don't intend to try. I talked with Chiamaka and tried to pacify her about her being ignored. I equally apologized for not coming over on the nights she invited me, and she forgave me for those. Let me also state that I also brought up the night we were intimate, and I asked her explicitly if it was because of us being together intimately that she blocked me, which in my mind I could not regard as the reason because the night we shared was mutually consensual. But I wanted to be thorough. She confirmed my thoughts and explicitly told me no, that it was fine, that it was what we both wanted. Bear in mind that it was at this moment she disclosed to me that she even saw blood because she hadn't had intercourse since June, according to her, which I earlier stated that I didn't see. And I thoroughly apologized for that happening without my knowledge, and she said she understood. Here's a screenshot. Smart ass, but not always more than. I don't know what you plan to achieve with this strange write-up, and me and you never had any me and you never had any long conversation at the parking lot, and the only reference. Okay, I don't know where that's coming from, but let's continue. Chema unblocked me willfully at 9:30 p.m. of November 10th on all platforms and texted me herself, signifying that all was forgiven and that I had apologized for the right reasons she blocked me for in the first place. And our conversation even immediately flowed back to normal. It's too early to be dealing with that kind of stuff, gentlemen, if this is true, of course. But if this is not true, this is a hell of a storyteller. A story made up teller. Okay? All right. Signifying that all was forgiven and that I had apologized, flow back. I am not a mind reader. I take what I am given like any normal human being. All right, here's a screenshot. Not really, to be honest, was pretty short. Yours, God, I have. Okay, that's the one we read earlier. Okay, let's continue with this one. All right, we have some screenshots here. Okay, let me just Dilo say, Abba, blood after 6 months of no Kira. Now, virgin be that now. Listen, I've never had that experience with anybody in terms of me sleeping with somebody and then they claim that. So I don't know. Maybe some of you nurses and doctors and healthcare professionals can speak to that. All right. So I'm just taking it as it comes. Our conversations flowed effortlessly until the 12th of November. I texted her good morning at 6 a.m. and I did not get a response until 17:29 p.m. That's 5:29 p.m. She then sent me an unprecedented 11-minute voice note explaining how she feels foolish and regretful for letting me back into her life, for letting me get close to her, and for disclosing her intimate secrets to me. Now, I have seen people act like this before. Okay, even before you have sex with them, I've seen people act like this. Like one moment they're good, the other moment they act like they hate themselves for allowing themselves to be seduced by you. I've seen that before. Okay, and I've also seen it even after intimacy before. It's weird. The first time I saw that, it was weird, but I've seen it enough time to just if I see that, like red flag. I can't, that's too much. I can't deal with that. Jesus Christ. Anyway, but I've seen that before, so in case you're wondering, that is a real thing. And I don't know, I don't have any diagnosis for it, but I've seen that before. Like, that's completely weird. Like, the last few conversations we had was good. Like, where's this coming from? Okay. Anyway, I'll continue. So, for letting me get close to her and for disclosing her intimate secrets to me, like I didn't equally do the same. She said she was done with me again and that she would count her losses and do what was best for her. All of these are her explicitly stated reasons for why she was booting me out. This voice note took me by surprise, and I have no idea why I received it in the first place. She then talked about her travails with her ex, which had little or nothing to do with me, and why she was kicking me out of her life again. Oh yeah, that has a lot to do with you. You might be reminding her of her ex, not because of your behavior, but maybe that experience with that ex is traumatic, right? See, when you go through a traumatic experience and you don't go through proper healing, even if the other new people don't act that way, you will see that ex you will see red everywhere, basically, which is another reason why we need to add some context to this red flag conversation. The book is coming out on the 30th, okay? All right, she then talked about her travails. Okay, all right, we talked about that already. Not once did she make, let me state that through the 11-minute voice note, not once did she make reference to that night and her alleged claims against me. I like to believe that such a grave claim would take heavy precedence and be mentioned immediately as one of the reasons why she would regret letting me back into her life. In a voice note as robust as this was my response to the voice note, because it felt like history was repeating itself and she was simply doing away with me again. Gentlemen, no text message ever. I don't care what the reasons are, okay? No text message. Don't do that, okay? No text message of emotionally charged conversations. The only text message you should be doing is, hey babe, how are you? Okay, we'll talk later. I'll catch you later. Okay, bye. Love you. We'll talk soon. Oh, it was so good talking to you. That's it. Anything that's more than 3 sentences, you're probably already crossing the line. Look at what he typed. So it sounds like a man who doesn't have enough experience to know that you should never do this. But here we go. We're going to read it because now it has turned to receipts. Let me see. All right. So this is what he types. It's so baffling to me how you're able, this is what he typed to send to her, right? It's so baffling to me how you're able to victimize yourself in a situation you had complete control over, a situation you brought me back into of your own will, and you acted with me in whatever way you saw fit. It's scary, but more disappointed, you blocked me on all platforms. And for some mind-blowing reason, I still entertain your words after. Everything should have ended at you blocking me everywhere because of a 2-hour gap in our text. I honestly should have kept it pushing because you always do this. You start something and then you sabotage and self-fulfill your own story with your own destructive hand. You then play these little games, like sending me TikToks to see if I'm still talking to you after literally chasing me away by yourself, or commenting under my tweets to see if I'm still charming with you. To get what reaction exactly? Yes, mad toxic. Like, okay, women should test people, but at this level, yeah. Exactly. What did you expect? I try not to entertain negative feelings, but you are making me think about them a lot. Lord knows, I've been nothing but present. Yet, when one little thing doesn't go your way, I become the worst thing to ever happen to you. You cut me off the first time, and then when you were feeling like it, you brought me back into. All right, so sounds like she was in control. Like, why would you even be playing that game when somebody is literally in control? All right? You cut me off first time, and then when you feel like it, you brought me back into your life again. Hearing this voice note, anyone would almost think I did the wrongest thing to you. The narcissism is so jarring. Gentlemen, if you have to call somebody a narcissist, you need to just move on. It's already like you're in too deep. You're telling me about your ex like you ever even brought me on a relationship wavelength after we reconciled. If you're dating a woman and she's talking about her sex, you need to cut her loose. She needs to go be with that ex. Okay? The last time you talked, it could be she hasn't healed from that. It could be because you are doing a terrible job. Either way, you need to cut it loose because your position badly. It's not gonna work. All right. The last time you talked to me about a relationship, which was in July, you told me I wasn't the type of person you wanted to be with, that I was too raw. You think I have all these malicious thoughts towards you, but I genuinely am so resigned from a lot of things because I'm never really moved by people's actions. You even had a relationship after you told me you couldn't date me, yet I ran back to you because I thought you needed my company. Huh? And to be honest, okay, so this part is the screenshot that he sent to the lady, okay? Not the part that he's painting for us. The story is telling us, okay? So I'm getting some clarity about what's going on here, okay? And to be honest, I didn't think much of it because I already knew what you thought of me and where I stood with you. So I had nothing to start worrying about. Sure, you were going through stuff. That's why I wasn't mad when you told me you weren't in the right state of mind for anything. But painting it like I did wrong, like I played with you or took your trust for granted is just straight up horrible. You brought me back here. You called me and said I should come over. You already told me before in July that you didn't want a relationship with me. So if you can stick to your own words, then why say them? Count your losses. And I quote, count your losses, close quote. It's crazy to me because this was all you. You live in your head so much that you've made yourself a martyr. That's how they pronounce that, right? It means somebody who is a god, right? Of your own action. I was too foolish. I regret saying things to you, Chiamaka. Was I mute when you were sharing? Did I not equally share? Are you so occupied by your own personality and ego that you didn't hear a single word I shared with you about myself? Or does that not count for anything in this scenario? Because everything you're saying right now is all about you, you, and you. At this point, I have to stop and say this.
We go explain because no evidence.
It's just bad. It's bad. I've had the busiest week and the busiest weekend. I shared my schedule with you so you'd understand. Even gave you updates. Worried about you when I thought you were alone. You never even asked how my event went until I called you out on it. And because I've been busy and couldn't see you, I've now become something you regret. It's laughable. He continues, and couldn't see you. I've now become something you regret. It's laughable. Here's what's going to happen. All right. See, the shalai is too much. What you should be doing is cutting her loose and say, I understand. It was nice meeting you. I understand. Let me know if you change your mind. And you move on. And you walk away. And you mean it. That's all you should be doing. This episode here was completely unnecessary. You know why you typed this? Because that person was already draining the life out of you already. But because you lacked the skills too. You bought into it. You engaged it. With shalaye and no evidence. Ouch. Here's what's going to happen because I'm tired. We don't talk about what's going to happen. It just happens. You make it happen. That's what happens. It already happened. You move forward. You cut your losses. You count your losses. You move forward. What's going on, Bagava? Good to see you. I'm not upset with you. Okay, here's what's gonna happen because I'm tired of this dance. I'm tired of you bringing me in and throwing me out when you please. You got too much time in your hand, bro. I'm not upset with you, but I am resigned. If I see you at the gym or on the street, remember I'm addressing the bro because it's the only one talking so far. Okay, so just wait for it. I think we have some statement from her. I'm not upset with you, but I'm resigned. If I see you at the gym or on the street, I'll definitely say hi. Why? Because I know you and I hold neither beef nor malice. No, that's shalaye. That's shalaye. No evidence. Okay. But I think it's best if you not contact me again. Are you confused? You will say hi but not contact me again. Anyway, like ever, I promise I'm still your friend. But I like to be that from afar. Because clearly, whenever I'm near you, it's turbulence and distorted energy. It's just a man who doesn't have the skills. All right, that's what this is. All right, so he continues his story to us. He's the one talking yet so far, right? This was the sequence of text before she sent me that voice note out of nowhere. I do not know how possible. I think there's a recording, so I'm not sure. I do, because we didn't hear what she said in the voice note, right? I do not know how possible it is that a person would flip a personality switch so fast under 12 hours. I do not mind providing this voice note. She probably jobless too. If everything you're saying is true, she's probably a jobless person. So it makes sense that she's checking text back and forth and see if it's been 2 hours, let me block you. If you have anybody moving like that, they need to be blocked. They need to be blocked, okay? And if you can't block them, that's your fault, okay? I do not mind providing this voice note, as I have it kept in my voice memos. Okay. I hope you're having fun. Send me a snap. Let me see what you're wearing. She sent this, okay? This is what she said. And then he said, damn, that's a bummer. Wanted to see how pretty you look. All right. And there's a response to when she said, I'm on my way to the wedding. It says, I did. Glad you did. Okay, this is November 12th now. And then he says, thank you, baby. Good morning. Okay, a lot of good morning. He was falling in love for sure. Wanted to see how pretty you look. It's the same text, I guess. Glad you did. Thank you, baby. Good morning. Okay, there's a voice note there. Okay, so good morning, babe. And then good morning, babe, at 5:46 a.m. And then by 17:29, that's 5:29 p.m. in the evening on November 12th, Nigerian time. It seems like there's a voice note. And then she says, listen to it only when you are free. Okay, so she probably didn't expect the response that he gave. Okay. Which was the epistle we just read. Okay. All right. And then he continues, I told Chiamaka that we should go our separate ways because I felt like I was being held emotionally hostage. Suddenly, out of nowhere, after saying the harshest things to each other, she sends me an utterly disarming message, reeling me back into doting on her and dedicating my... Where's the rest of it? I always have to find where I stopped. Okay. Reeling me back because we just... Okay. All right. On her and dedicating my attention. Okay. I did not know how to process this because we just got into a fight and I was trying to protect my feelings. And then she goes to share incredibly personal and sensitive information about her family, which I am not at liberty to disclose here. I had to wait till that evening to process before giving my response. This Baba got too much time in his hands. Again, Chiamaka said that she regrets sharing sensitive information with me. Why share such staggering information to someone you regret doing it with in the first place? Immediately after. All right, so there is a screenshot here of some other additional message. That thing is so tiny. Let me see if I'll be able to read it. Over a situation you brought me back into. Okay, that's the post. Then my night couldn't have gone any worse. Okay, so she sent that. She said, damn, this is after he replied with the long epistle. She randomly on November 13th at 1 a.m. Okay, so this is like 5 hours apart. She said, damn, my night couldn't have gone any worse. Just got a call from my dad. Some sensitive information. And then he goes, I'm so sorry to hear this, Chiamaka. Okay. So this is after the Ash epistle. Okay. And I'll play the voice note in a second here because I think now this next part is what I still do not understand to this day. I know you hate me right now. And I quote, I know you hate me right now, but please, if anyone asks about me from you, act like you don't know me. I did something really, really bad and I could go to jail for it if I'm caught. She said out of nowhere. She crazy. Okay. She said out of nowhere after days of radio silence. Chiamaka claims that I traumatized and hurt her, that I filled her with shame. Yes, she decided to come back to me and trust me with information again about her doing something so bad that she might be imprisoned for it. I would very much like her to explain why this was sent to me and what exactly it has to do with me and why she thought it was a good idea for me to know. She said it herself that she regrets telling me intimate secret and confided in me. So I'm not quite sure what train of thought she aligned with. They say you are raw. Maybe you're a blunt speaker and you don't understand emotional trauma and how somebody who's emotionally unstable can go mad at you. Maybe you are the raw type, the one that's always keep it straightforward. It's black or white for you. It's either green. No, it's never green. As a matter of fact, it's just black or white, or right or wrong for you. Maybe that's why. Maybe you're learning life for the first time. Yeah. Welcome to the real world. Anyway. He's confused. So I'm not quite sure what train of thought to align with. I was so done with the entire emotional roller coaster, so I did not pry because it was none of my business, and I was not planning on getting sucked in again. So I simply said I wouldn't disclose. Okay, so let me see if I can play this.
This sounds really weird, and I'm going to say it anyways. So the thing is,
can you guys hear that?
right now, I mean, I get it, but I want you to please, if there is anyone that probably approaches you or asks you questions about me, can you like kind of play it off like, fuck, like you don't know me, or I'm some random person, because somebody's training me right now, and
This is an unstable person.
I did something really, really bad. Something really, really bad that there is a possibility I might go to jail if I get caught. So there's some people that are training me right now, and it's just you and my best friend that knows where I live. So if there's anyone that comes to meet you randomly to ask you questions about me, maybe you can kind of play it off like you don't know me or anything. Like, I know you don't like me.
I know you don't like me.
Please, like for my own good, I'm trying so hard to. Never mind, but please.
Scary. Cuckoo. Ronald. If you ever encounter this kind of situation, how do you run virtually? You block everywhere. Everywhere.
Run.
You run. That's how you do that. Anyway, let's continue. This is crazy. She did something crazy, and tell us, internet people, maybe we can help, right? Anyway, let's continue. Now, fast forward to Saturday, the 2nd of December. Chiamaka texts me at 2:50 in the morning a.m. telling me that she wants to talk about something, the entire point of this thread, and the first I'm ever hearing of it from her, even after the fact that I explicitly asked her about the night we were intimate, which she told me not just once that everything was fine. I do not understand why this line of accusation from her is coming from, where this line of accusation from her is coming from, but it feels like a smear campaign and a strong arming into obeying her every whim. Our entire relationship was consensual, and if she is truthful to herself and all of us, she can attest to this. Ever since I decided to cut her off, Chiamaka has tried to rope me back into her life, but I have been non-responsive. Okay, was that it? I think that was it. Let's see. That's the words that he put out there. Let me see. I think that was it. That's the last thread of the. Okay. All right. So there's some of the comments already on this. Now, wow, she's very manipulative. You keep falling for it every time. Sigh. Almost, there was a time we would believe women without verifying the story. Thank God we moved past it. I read every single detail. Thank God you had evidence. If not, this is what some people are thinking already. Why need to relate now with people with the consciousness of having evidences of everything because the way acquisition files no be here. All right. So this, whatever they want to call this, a relationship. I don't know what they want to call it. You want to call that a relationship? This is why marriage is necessary. This is why dating with intention is necessary, because you move mad in this street, you might just collect one day. It's dangerous. Sex is a very dangerous thing. You didn't know? Oh yeah, yeah. You know, because it's somebody said, shout out to Yada. He said, when a woman have sex, it's deeper. Uh-huh. You just thought, hey, I'm just going over to a girl's house. And like, just be guided. Just be careful, gentlemen. Be careful. Careful. You see these kind of signs, you run away. Okay. And let me say, it's a good idea you have those screenshots. Okay. Those are, I think they call it paper trail, right? You have those paper trail, so you know they can verify anything off of the conversation, and it's up to, you know. But anyway, let me go and find where is this thing go? I'm looking for, let me go to my page. Where is it? Where's my profile? Let's go to my profile. And let's go to, how do I find it? Let's go to more bookmarks. There you go. All right, so Chiamaka posted her own post, and shout out to Omo is one of my guys from Clubhouse. He shared this with me early on. I was like, you know what? If we have two sides of the story, why not? Let's talk about it. December 6th, she posted all of this on December 6th. So I don't know which one is earlier on. Let me see if I can go to the actual page and see what she posted. All right, this is the person we're talking about, some Chiamaka babe. She is 5. She looked like a 5'11". Okay, let's see. Let's go to I don't know. Let me see. Interior architect and designer. All right, I'm just gonna scroll all the way down. Let me see if I can go as, I don't know how far I can go with this thing. Let's see. Okay, here you go. December 6th. Okay. 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 I'm getting there. I just want to go in exact order of what she's posted, and then to make better sense. Saying things like this, sorry if that's how you feel, which triggered me. So this is a conversation about sexual cohesion, right? Let me see. All right, I'm getting there. Let's see. I'm trying to get to whatever she posted first on December 6th. Okay, I think we're getting there. November 5, and I think we're there. Okay, here we go. You didn't do proper findings before messing with me. Okay, all right, here we go. There's some exchanges going on here. Perfect. Now clock we just day. Dance never start. If you love your brother or friend, tell him to get off my dick. I'll hit you when it hurts. Where it hurts. Don't try me, Uzo Neki. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's anything before that. Her trauma, you trauma, we all trauma. No be today. Just one word. I'll expose who you are and what you are. Silly bitch. Okay. I've chewed shame and swallowed it like a bar. I'm trying to get to the beginning of what she started posting. Okay, here we go. This is as far back as December 4th. Okay. Okay. Listen, today is gonna be extended. Okay. I tried. Today is gonna be extended. Let's just know that already. Just trying to see where she started from. All right, so hold on one second. So I see your little lying piece of shit. All I ever wanted was an apology. Okay. Did I tell you to leave me alone? This is all December 6th. Okay, so apparently it started a little bit longer before that. Okay, there you go. Okay, you guys can see this. So I'm just going to start from December 4th. Okay, I don't know if there's anything before that. Let's just start from that. Here we go. Okay, no woman. Okay, that's a retweet. These are all retweets. These are all retweets. There you go. Practicing more diabolic meal combinations is good for mental development. Jesus, what is that? Running eggs and ketchup, not so bad. Okay. A smiley face. This is example ode. You violate me, I violate you. This is December 4th. And here we go. A fucking idiot that doesn't understand consent. This is December 4th. That punch I gave you in your face is small. You knew better than to mess with me. You could have asked around about me. Come out and speak. Let's hear you. I'm ready for you, bloody bastard. Okay. I tried to be civil with you and you chose this other way. Anywhere I see you, it's on sight on my life. Since you don't understand consent, I know. You learned the hard way. You know where to find me, bastard. And then she blocked this contact. Okay. All right, so that's the first post that I see. What I heard earlier on something else I was listening to is that she punched this dude in the face at a gym. How they got there, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out in a minute, okay? Now, keep in mind, we already read Uzo's story, okay? Uzo was responding on, was that December 6th or what? Something like that. I think it was December 6th that he decided to come out and tell his own story. But this is December 4th we're on right now. So let's take it back. I'm not a love and light babe. Oh, he didn't have to tell us much. You should have asked around before messing with me. Violate my boundaries and you get burnt. Ask the ones who tried. Forgiveness is a sin in my books. Gentlemen, it will look like I'm blaming you. No, I will not blame you for this type of situation. That's not what I'm about to do. But I just want you to learn one thing. There are ways to pick up this kind of vibes before you sleep with them. It's part of game. Okay? You might call it discernment too, right? But maybe you're toxic. Maybe you're attracted to this type of people. Okay? This is what she posted with her own fingers on her Twitter page. So, if somebody say I'm not a love and light babe, you should be running fast. Run, red flag. Okay. Oh, it's just banter. They don't mean it. Even worse, if they don't mean it. Okay. If they are saying this kind of stuff from a very, it's not that deep place. Even worse. Okay. Even worse. You must have thought, with a smiley face, why sit home and cry when you can make a motherfucker bleed? I dare you to come out and say anything. I fucking dare you. If you're a man, although you're a piece of shit, performative ass bitch, come outside and say something. If I'm lying against you, speak. Where's the surprise? You might be like, I don't know where this is coming from. Bro, I didn't even hear her story yet. You don't know where this is coming from? What do you mean? Oh, you never really check her Twitter page. I get. Oh, okay. But still, that's cap. There are ways to tell. Okay? There are ways to tell. Alright. But if you are also a toxic person, maybe you can't tell. If you're also a person that don't have the game, maybe you can't tell. Okay? But people like this can only pretend for so long. You had sex all night long, slept over, was brushing your teeth, she was peeing while you were standing there. Anyway, let's continue. It's the irritating part that I had to fake nice and warm and sweet to you. But you thought I was stupid. I'm ready for you, pussy ass bitch. That punch is small. I won't stop till I see you bleed. Fucking molester. This girl is 5'11", doesn't mean anything, okay? I know somebody's going to say that later, but she's 5'11". Anybody can take her down. That doesn't mean anything, okay? Let's go to the psychological level now. Okay. All right. She continues, this is December 4. No one has fucked with me and gotten away with it. You will not be the first. And then she continues, I have chewed shame and swallowed it like a bar. You should be the one to carry shame, not me. Why should I be ashamed that a stinking mother effer did not have self-control and touched me against my will? You should be the one to be ashamed. Tomatoes. Just one word and I'll expose who you are and what you are. Silly bitch. Okay. I think there isn't, that's why we have to keep giving them a public show of disgrace, embarrassment. She published this, she is retweeting the published post that she published from December 22, 2021. That's 2 years ago. Okay. And she said, no be today. Okay. So, if anything, I can interpret this as she's looking for a scapegoat. Right. And she goes, I trauma, you trauma, we all trauma. And then she responds to another thing that she's posted on the same day. I often find that any man that is a self-proclaimed good guy ends up being the exact opposite. Yeah, I say that here too, but slow down, easy. We need context. The worst of them, she says, are the ones that claim to be feminist. Fucking bottom barrel people. Lobaton. Feminist drag, feminist. What a day. I be like I'm shy at what time, I'm crazy as F. Okay, she's retweeting some other people now. She's retweeting something. And then on 2 days later, I don't know if she's deleted any tweets. She comes back, she said, na clap we just did, dance never start. And then she goes, if you love your brother or friend, tell him to get off my dick. I'll hit you where it hurts. Don't try me. And then tags Uzo. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Amaka retweet our December 6th tweet, which looks like it's now deleted. Uzo Neki, don't test me. I'm warning you publicly. Do not fucking test me, bloody bastard. And then she continues, you didn't do proper findings before messing with me. You messed with the wrong one. I'll make you hate life. If you text me again, you're toast. Okay. She's claiming that he has been texting behind the scene. She goes, fuck around and find out, fool. She goes, the worst AC placement. What is AC? AC placement I've ever seen is placing the AC right above the window. It annoys me so much. Okay, this is an actual air conditioner. Okay, let's continue. She's retweeting some other people, not relevant. Okay, she comes back. I dare this useless fuck to say one thing like I'm begging, just one word, and we'll all have a mud bath here and now. You think I'll just sit back and play victim? Hell nah. You know me better than that. He say na cease or desist. Why you know cease and desist? Ekuke. What's ekuke? Somebody help me. Is that Igbo for something that I don't know? What is ekuke? Help me. What is ekuke? What is ekuke? Tell me in the chat. I'm lying and I'll go as far as physically attacking you publicly. Okay, so she physically attacked him in public, like I said, at the gym or something. I heard that someone else. I haven't read it yet. Like I'm just a mad person. Laugh my ass out. All right, so somebody say I'm a virgin. I beg you in Jesus' mighty name, make a thread. I beg. Waiting happen, gong. Okay. So somebody to let the idiot say something. Okay. And then she has a description. This is a brief description. Let's read it. What is ekuke? That's a chihuahua. Okay, chihuahua. Ekuke. That's like, what is that? Ekuke. So these are the allegations from her with her email address out there. Jesus, she put it out, not me. I didn't put it out. Allegations of physical violence. Good day. As regards to the incident that happened in iFitness Surulere on the 4th of December. So it was 4th of December that she punched him. 2023 at 7 p.m. I intentionally physically attacked or punched to the face someone whom I know to be Daniel. Oh, So his name was Daniel Uzo. And he's supposedly a friend to me. I met him in the gym. Daniel was a friend I personally trusted, although he asked me out sometime in June and I respectfully declined for reasons best known to me and him. We stopped communicating for a while, not until I saw him again at the gym first week of November. And we exchanged pleasantries. He texted me when I got home requesting that we talk on the phone. We spoke and everything was going well. One evening, because I had just newly moved to Surulere, I personally invited Daniel to my space, and the plan was for him to leave before 11 p.m. given his house was 2 to 3 streets away from mine. On him getting here at almost 10 p.m. Chihuahua. Anyway, he texted me when I got home requesting that we talk on the phone. We spoke and everything was going well. Oh, okay, I already went past that, sorry. It started raining heavily. This is 10 p.m. Almost 10 p.m. he came over. Well, when the man comes over at 10, almost 10 p.m., there's a chance he doesn't mind smashing. Okay? It's just late. And it's raining with a hoodie, with nothing under the hoodie. Okay, all right, let's continue. Let's not assume, okay? It started raining heavily. We were watching in the movie and we're catching up with our normal friendly small talks. Note that I had never been intimate with Daniel before he visited my house, and I had already made it clear to him it wasn't something I wanted, but because I liked his person, I didn't mind being strictly friends with him. And he came over at 10 p.m. Ladies, don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Man should be able to control themselves. No, tell him to go home at 10 p.m. if you have no intentions. Okay. Now, sometimes you have no intentions, but maybe, maybe not. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. You see that? Can get anybody in trouble. Okay. Can get people in trouble. Okay. So that doesn't mean it shouldn't have self-control. I'm just saying. Like don't create the environment. Don't how do I say this without being offensive? 10 p.m. is quite late. Okay. Can we show in how you allow people to your house, what your intentions are as well, right? You know, as we know, still to today, I know you guys want to talk everything. As we talk to, your actions speak louder than words. Not just in this respect, but just everything else in life. In this respect, gentlemen, you can't afford to say you don't read minds. You better get, if you come late 10 p.m. you better know how to read mind. Remember I said I only process words like everybody else. You better know how to read mind. Okay, what's up, babe? It started raining heavily. We were watching a movie and we're catching up with our normally friendly small talks. Note that I had never been intimate with Daniel. Okay, I already went past that. He visited my house and I had already made it clear, okay, I didn't mind being strictly friends with him. While on the movie, Daniel started touching me inappropriately. I made it clear to him severally that I wasn't interested and I had no intentions on having sexual relations with him. If a woman says that, you go home, bro. Just go home. She'll say you are sensitive, blah, 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 blah. Go home. Go home, Roger. Go home. Okay? It's not worth it. It's not worth it, okay? I made it clear to him severally I had no intentions on having sexuality. I saw some people arguing about this, like, oh, you know, some non-verbal stuff, you know, you touch, you know, you're persuading is different from coercing. If you have to argue the difference between coercing and persuasive, it's already too late, bro. Go home, Roger. Okay. He persisted. It's 2023. Go home. Okay. He persisted. He kept touching me inappropriately, and I was that I was interested and had no intentions on having. Okay. He persisted. Okay. And I was rejecting him and his advances, and I was totally withdrawn from what was happening. There were times he listened and stopped while I was on my movie, and a few minutes after he continued. I begged, talked, and physically removed his hands from my body, but my nose seemingly were more inviting to him. That's so dangerous. I was in denial that this was the friend that I know. I stood up to the kitchen and he followed me. I tried to change the subject so as not to create an awkward space. But still, after I was done in the kitchen, he continued touching me inappropriately after telling him countless times no. There's a lot of men that do this, and they might try to recount it as it was all consensual. All right. So now, which side we go believe? Which side? If you ask me, who I go ask? Right? He continued touching me. Okay, this went on for 3 to 4 hours, and it was still heavily raining. I went to sleep in my bed. Daniel joined me thinking we had already heeded to rejection. He started pressuring me and touching me inappropriately still. I was in an extremely vulnerable place, and he eventually had his way. Jesus. I was in so much pain and discomfort that I bled. This meant nothing to my so-called friend. I begged him to stop, and he did stop. Then, shortly after I was in my sleep, he continued, not minding I was in pain and discomfort. He slept over. I cried all night. I felt so much physical and emotional pain till I slept. He left the next morning. With how sad and traumatic the night was for me, it took me a bit of time to put my thoughts together and process what had happened. I was in denial for a while that I had been sexually violated and abused. I didn't want to fight Daniel and text him about it. I wanted to see him so I could talk in person. I tried so hard to see him so he could admit and apologize. I didn't tell anyone around me about the incident, especially because I felt it was my fault, and I brought the misery upon myself by inviting him. Somebody's going to run with that last statement and say, he did it. Sometimes you feel like you're gaslighting yourself. It's dangerous. This could be your son one day. It's dangerous. All of this is dangerous. I'm not taking sides. All of it is dangerous. Okay? It's crazy. Jesus Christ. Honestly, I don't see too much angle that this is avoidable. I don't see yet, except if he did it, then that's avoidable, right? But what if she's lying? That's also avoidable. Is it? Is he just some crazy person telling all these lies? Was he crazy and he just decided to tell lies to protect himself from going to jail? Did we see some screenshot of some of the conversation between this girl after the date? We saw some screenshot, right? Well, I don't know if they can make screenshot these days. I don't know. I'm just reading. I really want to know your thoughts, okay? But this is crazy and scary, okay? I wanted to have the conversation in person, okay? I blamed myself a lot. I didn't text Daniel about the incident so as to avoid him getting defensive. I wanted to have the conversation in person so he could just apologize, and that would help me heal mentally. What about the audio that she's done something crazy that she could go to jail for? What was that about? Let's continue. Daniel was being very evasive, almost like he was very much aware of what he had done. Oh, so he was running. Okay. I wanted to have the conversation in person. Okay. Also, like he was very much aware of what he had done. I cajoled him, played nice, acted normal over text, just so I could see him and we talked things out. I guess that's what the audio was about. Okay. I was so desperate to get a hold of him that at some point I had to lie that the reason I wanted to see him was because I missed talking to him, which was one of the mistakes I made. Yeah, call the police, ladies. God forbid this ever happens to you. Just call the police. Make a report. Yeah, you're not above the law. You need to make a report. Okay. If you made a report first, maybe we can have something to work with. And if somebody is it's a monster, right? Yeah, don't try to do this by yourself. It's crazy, scary. Okay, let's continue. This could be your daughter, and she thought she could just do it too, right? Like, let me just police it myself. Remember what she said on tweet, like nobody gets away with, and me, I will stay inside the house and be crying. Okay, so she thought she could use common sense to process this. That's why there are authorities, right? But you want to put law into your own hands. You went to the gym and punched him in the face. Oh, somebody who was abusive, you went to the gym to punch them in the face. Oh, makes sense. Go on. Let's continue. I was so desperate to get a hold of him that at some point I had to lie that the reason I wanted to see him was because I missed talking to him, which was one of the mistakes I made. All this was a plot for me so I can see my so-called friend and tell him how his actions had hurt me and how I was feeling. Instead, I had a blowback and he insulted me, called me a victim and a narcissist, saying whatever happened was my own doing and I should never contact him again. Remember that? Oh, I see some congruency in that. But see, what are we going to believe? This made me sadder and furious. I decided to just let it go. I then noticed whenever I came to the gym, Daniel started making funny faces. Will literally walk out next to me when I was really avoiding him, basically doing petty things to infuriate me. I started going to Yaba branch for a short while just to avoid Daniel. I really couldn't handle the emotional and mental trauma anymore that on Saturday I had to confront him over text. I'll attach a few screenshots. I suspected he was in denial and refused to admit what he did. So what she's claiming is that he did the ultimate and started avoiding her, which is, he said he was busy. He had a packed weekend, right? And then she's claiming it was emotional back and forth and she blocked him, unblocked him, and but where's the part where they had a conversation? Okay, let's continue. Attached a film screenshot. As expected, he was in denial and refused to admit what he did, which infuriated me even more. Yesterday, seeing him, I couldn't handle myself and I was literally pacing around due to the intense anger I was feeling inside me. I couldn't control my thoughts as I was visibly panicking in anger. Okay, so this man violated you and he slept over to the point that he slid in the bola in the middle of the night. That's a question that needs to be answered. Okay. Yesterday, seeing him, I was infuriated. I couldn't control my thoughts as I was visibly panicking in anger. I walked up to him and hit him hard in the face. I did that because I was hurt. I felt violated and I was heavily traumatized from the incident. No woman deserves to go through such, and people handle emotions and pain differently. Why did you hide that part? Are you preaching to yourself? Seeing him laugh and live life happily while I nursed hurt and pain made me do what I did. I just want to hear your feelings. That's all I want to hear. No self-treatment should be going on here. I'm honestly not justifying my actions. I admit I broke one of the core rules, and I believe the gym should be a safe space for both men and women, and no one has the right to violate anyone physically or sexually. Please kindly note this is not an appeal, and I totally understand if I'm going to get permanently suspended from the gym. I broke one of the core rules that heavily frowns against violence. So whatever punishment that you deem fit for me, I will not complain and I will take it with good judgment. Nevertheless, physical violence isn't always the best way to handle problems, and I genuinely apologize to the management for how my actions may have negatively affected the space. Thank you. All right. Well spoken, well written. Okay. What about the other tweets that say I am not a love and light babe? Okay, I can't get over that. Let's continue. Eventually, okay, this is a thread here. Okay, so she has a thread here. Homo, this one long go. D-Law say, in college, my friends got molested by a housemate. Face me, I face you off campus residence. It took her a while to come to terms with it and tell me. I went straight to the Oba and police. Straight to the police. Yes, that's how you do it. We showed that boy Pepper. The Oba was threatening to put jazz on him. The Oba even threatened to put jazz on him if he didn't tell the truth, because he was denying it at first. That's interesting. It's crazy. It's crazy things are happening. Crazy things are happening. Whose song is that? Thames, right? All right, let's keep going here. All right, so I have a thread here. I think a long thread. All I ever wanted was an apology. Is that the one? Okay, this is a couple of threads here. Okay, all right, so let's read this one first. And for the stupid screenshots he released, okay, I'm gonna see if I can get them in order, because I wanted to make sure I get them in order. Okay, so this one right here. All right, so let's see if I can Can I even? Okay, I'll come back to it. Okay, so this was okay, there you go. I could use this guy right here, copy link. There you go. Just wanted to open it differently, so it's easy to keep them in order. Okay, so then she went ahead and said, and for the stupid screenshot he released, when the incident happened, I was in denial. I was ashamed, and I confided in one of my close friends. I blamed myself for what had happened. I told her I didn't want to confront him via text, and I felt like what happened was my fault. I have a question here. Okay, I have a question here. As we move into the future, right? What she's saying is possible that she's telling the truth. What he said is possible that he's telling the truth. We're just listening to their recollection on both sides. How do we know as we move into the nearest future? Because remember, this gentleman could be your son. This young lady can be your daughter. How do we separate the two, right? If you've had any of these experiences, if you've had experience like this guy before, like somebody told a lie on you, there are men that have gone to jail and come back after lies, right? If you're that man, you will most likely believe that man, right? If you're a woman that you have either first or second hand experience and have been violated in this way, and you in fact know that self-gaslighting, self-blame is a real thing, there's a good chance you will take sides with this young lady, right? I'm curious, as we move into the future, how do we truly know who is lying and who is not lying? That's something I'm honestly curious about, okay? Honestly, I don't have answers for this. The only thing I said earlier, which is this man is like, if somebody is troubled, if your story is true, you should have avoided this situation long before, right? But hey, life is not perfect. You never know, right? For her, as soon as report, well, nobody plans that something like that is going to happen to you if she's telling the truth. So I'm just curious. These are my questions. Maybe you're a specialist at this. Maybe you can tell us something more, okay? I am not, okay? So now she says the stupid screenshot is that she confided and I blame myself for her via text. Okay, so she said the stupid screenshot are based. She didn't say I was pretending. She said I was ashamed and I confided. She was ashamed. When the incident happened, she was in denial. That's why those screenshots happened. She didn't say she was trying to get him. She's saying the screenshot happened because she was in denial. Okay, so confused and not knowing what to do, my friend told me to act normal and get us to see so I could confront him in person. Oh, your friend advised you. I didn't buy the idea at first, then I later gave in. I sent him messages acting like I was interested seeing him so that I could confront him. Well, your messages has turned to receipts now if you're telling the truth. In person and get recordings of him confessing to sexually. In certain jurisdiction, if you record people without their consent and they're not really on the radar already, you can't really use it for anything, okay? Because it might be lacking context, right? So again, don't take laws into your own hands, right? He was being evasive, almost like he knew what he had done. I blocked him everywhere. He later accosted me. Let me see here. He later accosted me. I blocked him everywhere. He later accosted me and told me in person and begged for me to unblock him. I couldn't have the conversation with him because he seemed to be in a hurry, and he said he had a party or something and we were going to see within the week. I let it. Later on, I still persisted because I was finding it difficult to let go of the situation. I literally had to go to another gym to avoid seeing him because it was very obvious he was being avoidant and evasive, like he knew what he had done. I got tired and let him alone because I had personal things to attend. Listen to me carefully right now. If you didn't listen to this story from the beginning and you hear my commentary in the beginning, please go back to the beginning before you make up any opinion. Thank you. Okay. Eventually on Saturday, I texted him that I needed to speak to him because of what he did. I confronted him and he was in denial. Okay, so, all right. And then somebody put a question mark here. I admit and apologize. I didn't tell anyone around me about the incident, especially because I felt it was my fault and I brought the misery upon myself. Okay, so that is a disconnect. Somebody is pointing out an inconsistent part of her story. Now, she's also justifying it that she was in denial, right? You were in denial, and that's what created inconsistency. This can be your son. Keep that at the back of your mind while we continue the story, okay? Just keep that. Okay, I see somebody say, as a woman who's been abused or around someone who's been a victim, you tend to understand this point of view. Being in denial is a thing, right? Okay, that's why I'm not invalidating this babe's experience. At the same time, not picking any sides too, because only one of them is telling the truth. That's not our D, right? It's not D love and it's not D, right? Once you start a lie, there's always that possibility that other lies would contradict your first lie. Wahala, Jesus Christ. So people are pointing out that screenshot with the yellow. If you had confronted her at your house, what would you have done to him? Why did you really need to confront him? So bad that you claim you had to send him messages claiming you miss him and wanted to see him. All right, so people are asking questions. All right, me, I'm just curious. I want to know what y'all think about this so far. All right, so let me see here. Let's take this guy right here. Copy link. All right. Let's go. Okay, so there's another one here. Let's see. There's another small thread here. Okay. So saying things like sorry if that's how you feel, which triggered me. Okay, so this is a screenshot from him. Okay, we have a screenshot from him. When a partner explicitly says no, that they don't want to engage in sexual acts, but you somehow get them to agree by use of emotional and psychological manipulation. At what point do we cross the line of to manipulation? If somebody is saying, now, come on now, I'm in love with you, I would love to be intimate with you, right? At what point does that cross line, right, to emotional manipulation? How about if they say no, just leave? Anyway, that's sexual coercion. I pray to fuck I never have a relationship like the one you've described. Okay, sexual coercion is when a person pressures, tricks, threatens, or manipulates someone into having sex. It is a type of sexual assault because even if someone says yes, they're not giving their consent freely. Free will is key. Shout out to Steve. He said that when it was here. Free will is key. Sexual coercion happens when one expresses disinterest in having sex or sexual activity. The other person keeps engaging them. Oh yeah, hey, that's as clear cut as it comes. We need to start teaching about sexual coercion. An example. So he was posting this apparently. Yeah, to keep asking until she finally say yes. An example is when she has repeatedly said no, and you keep asking until she finally says yes. This is why consent is not as cut and dry as no means no, because consent is complex. Oh, there you go. Common coercion tactics: making frequent and persistent attempts at sexual contact, using alcohol or drugs to loosen your inhibition, making you feel as if it's too late to say no, threatening your job, home, family, or reputation, asking emotional abuse methods, or using emotional abuse methods like guilt tripping and name calling, frequent touching of shoulders, back, arms. Here you go. It's getting real. The problem is the men don't care how they get the sex from women. It be for full sexual coercion, and they will still not own up to it. I think a lot of people are getting educated in this process too. Some just don't yet know. It's not an excuse. Ignorance is not an excuse. Be guided. Okay? Still not owning up to it when they look at it. Y'all know grape can happen in full-blown relationships, right? A man will literally, okay, so this conversation is getting too far. I'll let the professionals handle it. Okay? Yes, it can happen in full-blown relationships. Somebody said, thanks for sending this, Chiamaka. Uzo. Okay, so she sent this to him, right? No. He sent this. Okay, he sent this to her. Listen to me. He sent this to her. And he says, I know I'm not mad. And then she replies, thanks for sending this, Chiamaka. Oh, no. Wait. She sent this. Sorry, she sent this to him. She sent all of the screenshots to him. And she says, I know I'm not mad. They clearly have an iPhone. That's why it's the pretty blue. Okay. Thanks for sending this, Chiamaka, he says. I understand how you could see it this way. From my point of view, I still thought that we were sharing a moment we were both mutually interested in. At all the points where you wanted me to stop, I stopped. And then we picked up everything. With me still thinking we were mutually interested in it. But again, Chiamaka, I get how you feel. Okay. It's bad. It's not looking good. And then she posted another screenshot as part of this thread here. And then he goes, and I apologize for how you feel. And then she replies, you little lying piece of shit. See, Daniel, you don't know me. I have reiterated this statement countless times, saying, we. Who is we? Or you mean you picked up again from where you stopped? Are you silly? You say we. Capital we. You were the one who was interested and invested in taking advantage of me. There was no mutual agreement to sex. There was blatant rejection to the sexual advances, maybe because I didn't break your head. You don't think I was serious? You didn't think I was serious. I have already talked too much and it's very clear. You do not want to own up to your stupidity, and I have told 2 of my closest people already. I swear, I didn't wish for it to get this far. All efforts for us to reason and for you to look in my face and be apologetic and own up to your wrongs as proved, abortive, and your clear statement is, Chiamaka, I did not do anything wrong to you. And you're solidly standing with your truth. Now, the public, when this was trending, they are divided 50-50, and I understand why now. Okay, it's making more sense. I'm reading it for the first time. There's no way I'm reading it in my own time, or unless I'm creating content. So here we are. We're 7:33 p.m. We can't go over 3 hours, by the way. We can't. All right. So, Chiamaka, I did not do anything wrong to you. And you're solidly standing with your truth, your truth, that you didn't do anything to me. Please keep standing on it. No, capital No, has different point of view according to you. I learned something new today. Anywho, have chewed shame and blame, and I have swallowed it. You choose this. Nobody has to believe me. I don't need anyone, but I have to just put it out there when I'm done putting my words together. If it's what will make me heal. I can't deal with shame and embarrassment, mental trauma and pain of being taken advantage of, and you just be living life and chilling. It's not possible. Take care. That is crazy. Somebody replied, says, see how you did gaslight person's son. Girl, you didn't stop him again. Girl, you did text or call security. Yeah, how they respond in that time, we can't really question it too. That's why I'm asking, as a society, how do we get around this, right? Because they say, hey, the trauma can make them be in denial even for a long time, even beyond statute of limitation, right? That's why I'm asking, as a society, how do you think this is going to play out into the future? Somebody say, I'm just coming from reading his own, and I want to say that you should stop if you're lying. It's totally ridiculous to lie against someone when they did absolutely nothing to you. So why are you calling him baby and kept inviting him over the next day? She said she was trying to cajole him over so she can confront. That's what she said. Somebody said, what do you mean by you stopped and picked up again? This is criminal behavior. You must finish what you started, cause this case don't go far. May God no allow me jam Amaka. Hey, it's crazy. I pray that all of your sons will not jam and Amaka who will be a liar. Okay, I pray that your daughter will not jam an Uzo who will be a freaking monster. That's the prayer I can give you. Yes, I am not taking a side on this, and nobody can cajole me take a side on this. I'm just letting you know right now, up front. Okay, up front and center. All right. Let's see. I think the next thread here is there's another thread here that says all I ever wanted. Okay, she said, still on December 6th. All I ever wanted was an apology and acknowledgement of what this fucker had done. I didn't mention to anyone the time it happened because I blamed myself and I was in denial. Right? She keeps saying that. Right? That's how she justifies the inconsistency. At some point, he wanted us to have the conversation in person, but I declined. He stated he didn't want. Okay, wait. He stated he didn't want me to involve anyone. I would have, gentlemen, if this is in fact you truly feel this is a lie, it's very tricky. But if I were you, I would just go to the police myself and say, this is the accusation that's coming out. I would just go. Okay? I would just go and make a report immediately. It's messy, it's sticky, it's like, you know. Alright. I'm aware and I understand your point, Chiamaka. That's what Daniel said. Why is the name now saved as Daniel and the other time it was saved as Uzo? She changed the name on her phone. Okay. I'm aware, I understand your point, Chiamaka. And she continues, I was violated against my will. Oh, okay, I think that was iPhone. No, but on the phone, it's saved as the same thing. Anyway, I'm not an investigator, I'm just reading. Let me just read. I was violated against my will, she says, and only due to intense pressure. I was bruised in the process and I bled. All this digressing is just a plot to distract me from my initial stance. Fuck whatever date, fuck whatever friendship. I care less about it and about you. And I care less about you because you have disrespected me physically and emotionally. I feel strong hatred towards you. I have never hated anyone in my life. You were not a light and love and light babe. Okay. Generally, those people tend to have a lot of people they hate. Okay. I can't forget that. I'm sorry. Your track record, you know, is this way it is. Okay. So, credibility in the bottle for now. Okay. All right, but I get it that people may have gone through issues and then and just gaslight themselves. I get that. Okay, Chiamaka, I can't actually believe you're doing this. He replies, after all the times you willfully chased me away when I literally wanted to be there for you. She said, what the hell? And then he goes, and this is what you're telling me? And then she goes, bro, fuck you. I tried to have the conversations with you. I cajoled you, told you I really wanted to see all because I wanted to have this conversation. You must have thought otherwise. And then he goes, you wanted to talk on the phone, right? And then she goes, I don't even want to anymore. Lobato. And then, wait, who's black? And then he goes, okay, Chiamaka, this is between us. I'm taking these emotions genuinely. And I do want us to be civil. And I'm also being very sincere about this. I know you're not crazy. This is about the both of us. You want us to solve it between us, and that's what's happening. And then she goes, I've been generally irritated and avoidant towards men since this thing happened. My mouth gets salty whenever I get talked to by any one of them. And even people very much know. I am honestly sick and I can't be fighting for... I didn't see the rest. I don't even want to anymore. I have tried. I've tried. I'm going to involve people. I really tried, to be honest. And then he replies, tried? You immediately started accusing me of something I didn't do. Oh. If you have to say I didn't do and they say you do, call the police. Okay? If you have to say you did and they say I didn't do, call the police. Both of you should be talking to the police. It's messy. Okay? Because at least you can say, hey, once she started accusing me, I reported. Maybe the public can now take it, listen to you even a little bit more intently, right? I heard somebody earlier said it's more consistent with his story and she seems to be all over the place. Not so far to me. They seem to be equal as far as I can understand both of them, okay? It is tried. You immediately started accusing me. Involved people? Are you for real? She should involve people. If she's saying like that to you privately, she should involve people. It doesn't matter if she stopped involving people today. She will still involve people 10 years from now. How about that? And you might be in a position where you have a lot more to lose. Okay? She says, it's your word against mine. You can lie all you want, but I swear on my life, I gain nothing to lie against you. I gain absolutely nothing. I need to be heard. Since I've been shut out by you. Okay? There you have that. Let's see here. So she continues in the tweet here. Yes, I attacked Daniel physically. I will not deny that. I was hurt and I felt violated. He made me bleed, and I said to myself that I was going to make him bleed as well. She need her own pound of flesh. Jesus Christ. Remember, she's not a love and light babe. Okay. I personally do not need anyone to believe or side with me. I said what I said. The only mistake I made was not breaking this fucker's head when he tried to abuse me. Wait, he tried to abuse you or he abused you? What's going on here? Is it me? Okay, let's continue. He emotionally blackmailed me that he was struggling badly with his health. All right, another screenshot here. And I'm sorry for making you feel this way, but I had no clue, Chiamaka. There were times you could have talked about this with me because I know for a fact that at the car park I made reference to that night and you told me explicitly that it was fine, that it was what we both wanted, and I let it be. I didn't know you had these feelings. And then she replies, Daniel, this paragraph is very weird and intertwined with a lot of lies. See, I'm tired of going back and forth with you. You're a very smart person. You're a very smart person and you know how to mouth your way through things. But truth is, one can only be as smart as, but not always more than. I don't know. These people are very well-spoken people too. So they're not illiterates by any stretch. I don't know what you plan to achieve with this strange write-up, and me and you never had any long conversation. The parking lot and the only reference that was made to sex. The only reference that was made to sex. Hold on, let me see. Okay, and the only reference that was made to sex was only when I told you you made me bleed and never asked me anything about what I was doing, and you were evasive, and that's why I blocked you. Not because of a 2-hour delay in text back. Don't do that. And then what I have aren't just feelings; they are facts. I don't know who you've been talking to that's advising you to do this sweet talk and lies, but that person doesn't have your best interest at heart. I can tell you. About 30 text messages away, he should have made a report to the police if he's telling the truth. About 1 month ago, she should have called the police. I get it that people can be in denial, okay? But again, as a society where other people are involved, we need to be a little bit more responsible with this, okay? Because it could be anybody's daughter or son. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There's a mad person that will come and listen to the last 10 minutes and run with it. I promise, Allah. Okay, it's going to happen, and I will ignore the shit out of them. Just letting you know right now, okay? All right? Because I'm not taking any sides. It's as simple as that, okay? If you hear any sides, I'm not taking any sides. Because I know the Indomie generation more than you do, okay? All right, so there's another thread here. Let's see. She continues here. She said, "This will be the last I will speak on this. Daniel disrespected my boundaries." Okay, this is her talking to the public now. "Daniel sexually abused and coerced me." Okay, I heard earlier that tried to abuse me, I should have bricked his head. Oh, maybe before it happened. Oh, okay. I get it. Wait, before I lose train of thought here, let me come to the chat real quickly. D-Love says, yes, I'm so torn as to what to believe, but I do know that some victims struggle to understand what the heck just happened to them. That makes sense. To me, what she said, tried, she's referring to when he was coercing. I just got that too. All right, good. I think she was talking about the process. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. All right, so let's keep going here. Let me just close out some of my tabs here before I lose everything. Let's see, hold on a second. All right, I have too many tabs on my browser open before I mess things up. Hold on one second. All right, good. All right, good. All right, we got less than 14 minutes to go because we can't do over 3 hours. All right. And now she says, this will be the last I will speak on this. Daniel disrespected my boundaries. Daniel sexually abused and coerced me. Daniel doesn't understand no and consent. Daniel is a vindictive bastard, and after the incident I blamed myself. Maybe if I hadn't trusted him enough to be in my space, it wouldn't have happened. Maybe if I had slammed his head into a mirror, he would have taken me seriously. But regardless, no, we can't blame victims for that. Men need to just take no as no. It's just a new era, okay? And no worries, we will adjust. We will come up with better ways that spells out consent, okay? And you can still get bekus when you deserve it, okay? All right. So no, we can't continue what happened in 1960. You can't afford it, bro. You don't have that luxury, gentlemen. You need to be careful. Okay? You can't say, oh, but no, you can't. Okay? You can't do that. You gotta be careful. I understand there's some gray areas here, but it's not worth it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Okay? She said maybe I should have slammed his head into my mirror. He would have taken me seriously. But regardless, what happened, and he refused to be apologetic about it, just straight up gaslighting me. I tried to act normal after the incident so as to get him to admit and apologize to me. And I was going to record the conversation, but he knew what he did and was avoidant and disrespectful. I'm done here. Okay. Now, he was saying good morning, babe, at 5 a.m. Somebody who is avoidant will not be doing that too. But, of course, a bunch of lame men are probably taking sides already without knowing any of the two people. Somebody said, Madam, you need to keep short and stop being manipulative. Nah, she's not being manipulative. If anything, we don't know. He has shared his own side of the story with evidence. Still... like everything I've seen so far, I can't take sides. Why invite man to your house at midnight? Please press charges or shut your mouth. No, that's not enough reason to abuse anybody sexually. That's just stupid. Now you sound reckless, man. All right, so here is a screenshot. Ford, you're very smart, and what have just feelings, but that person doesn't have your best interest. Okay, that's that one. Here's a continuation, I guess. You know what? I'm going to give you one last chance before I get this conversation over with to tell me the truth, although we both know. Did you or did you not insist on getting intimate with me after I already begged you I didn't want it? Did you or did you not try to cajole me and say emotionally blackmailing things to get me to have sex with you? Did I or did I not just say no to you multiple times? This is your last chance I've given to you. Let's trash this. And he goes, Chiamaka, how am I being unapologetic? After all, what I've done so far is acknowledge you and apologize. And if there's something you want me to do right now that I'm not doing, let me know. I'm still waiting that you directly answer my questions, or maybe tell me directly. You're lying. You never said no to my sexual advances. You never refused anything sexually with me. You were fully into it and you genuinely wanted it. He did say you said no and you stopped before you carried on again. You never told me no severally, and I never insisted or pressured even after you said no. I'm probably not reading that properly. I'm still waiting that you directly answer my questions, or maybe tell me directly. And I quote, "You're lying. You never said no to my sexual advances." Okay, that's the quote that I missed. "You never refused anything sexual with me. You were fully into it and you genuinely wanted it. You never told me no sexually, and I never insisted or pressured even after you said no." And I quote, "Gentlemen, this is the reasons why you don't do emotionally charged conversations on text. You call the police, or you insist that you see in person and you have a witness, or you just go straight to the police and make a report." Okay? All right? That's what you should do, ever. Okay? Here's why: because we're all reading the text message now. Okay? And I promise you, both of them will get dragged in this internet street because they have been victims on both sides of this kind of story. Okay? It's that easy and straightforward. I'll be leaving my place now, and I'm giving you till 2:30 to be straight with me and be honest, or tell me I'm lying. That's all. And then he goes, "I've extensively provided answers to your question." Oh, Danny, boy, this guy is stupid. To your questions, and I thought the night went, Chiamaka. And how I thought the night went, Chiamaka. How you thought? And I'm just now knowing how the night went for you. That's gonna come off as gaslighting. Even when I explicitly asked you about it after the fact, point blank. And obviously my answers are triggering for you, and I don't want to go over them again. Okay? There you have it. This is a long one. Alright, that's a long one. Alright. Let me see if there's any more to this. She said that was the last time she would say anything. Somebody said, okay, this is on our thread now. Says, "I'm not actually getting it. What do you mean she told you to stop?" Okay, that's the person reply. "How are you guys focusing on the fact that she physically assaulted him after he sexually coerced and assaulted her?" Okay, so the coercion is where the arguments are coming from. And here's another screenshot. "Okay, if that's how you feel, that's fine. On my end, I thought we had something more serious than that." And then she goes, "I could care less, Daniel. Shake my head. I tried to be very soft and kind to you because I trusted you, and I wanted to also gaslight myself. I needed to talk to you to soothe myself that what had happened wasn't abuse." All right, so there you have it. So she's saying if he had responded, even if you just wanted to smash and keep it moving, and he's avoiding you, he's ghosting you. If you ghost a woman, this can happen to you. That's what she's saying right now. She was gaslighting herself because he was attempting to ghost her, right? This is the other third side of the story, right? But this guy was attempting to just move on. He said he was busy, but she was gaslighting herself to try to believe that it wasn't abuse. This is dangerous for the society. I'm warning you right now. I even had to lie that I really wanted to have you around me and see. That's dangerous. You don't want to lie. Like, say what happened from your own standpoint. Report to the police as soon as. I'm encouraging you. I understand you might not be there. I'm encouraging you to please go to the police, right? Because you might go through this truthfully, and now you might have a son in the future that will end up on the other side of this type of story. It's dangerous for society. I get it. I completely get it. I'm just saying. I need to stop. I'm just saying, because I seem like I'm apologizing for nothing here. I even had to lie that I really wanted to have you around me and see you just to get you to see me and we talk. It's a lot. And I avoided this conversation over text on purpose. Like, yeah, women generally know to avoid this kind of text on purpose unless they feel gaslit. Gentlemen, don't be having emotionally charged conversations on text. It's stupid. It can be read about 2,000 different ways. It's just stupid. Don't do that to yourself. Okay? If you don't feel safe, call the police. If you feel safe, have the conversation face to face. If you're observant and smart enough, which I thought you were, did you sit to ask yourself from where to where? From almost disinterest to suddenly wanted to see you. You didn't think that something was up, that I needed to get off my mind? And I think you figured That's why you were evasive. I haven't told anyone about this, but it's really pressing heavy on my mind and thoughts. I feel violated. I told you no severally. Could she be feeling violated because she was about to be ghosted? Is that a possibility? I'm asking. I told you no severally. Okay. All right. The no severally is real because he admitted to that. Okay. One shape or form or the other, he's admitted to she did say no. And then he will back off and then they will continue mutually. Dangerous. Don't do that to yourself, gentlemen. Don't do that to yourself. I'm telling you right now, okay? The more people hear about this type of story, the more it's going to become the reality. Get used to it. No is no. Anyway, evasive, you asked me not to talk to you again. That it would be best if you will not speak when I reached out to you the last time. Uzoma, not once did I tell you or seem interested in having sexual relations with you. Sex is a big deal to me and has always been. And what you did was the worst sexual encounter I've ever had in my life. You persisting after I told you no is not normal behavior. You touching me after I took your hand away multiple times isn't normal behavior. There's nothing like point of view here. My mind is fucked, and I swear I've tried to forget the incident, and it's not leaving my mind, leaving my head. I told myself it didn't happen. If your initial plan was that we have this conversation over text, Chiamaka, why then are we doing it here? I had no idea this is how you felt. To me, I thought we were both invested in it. Even after that night, I thought we shared a moment and it brought us closer together. Brought us closer? I felt like shit. All right, that's what she said. So she's dumping the screenshot of the text messages. You forgot to mention one thing. He was your ex. Hooker Force law came to play. What? Gone through your timeline. Your story doesn't add up. Even your screenshots. Oh, wait. What are we talking about here? There's something in our timeline that he was an ex. Okay, just because it was an ex doesn't mean she wasn't violated, by the way. Do you call somebody that's not your boyfriend baby? This has nothing to do with sexual assault or day. He has more evidence than you do. Guys, read the side story. No, we've read everything at this point. A bunch of these guys are going to get in more trouble. That's just what I'm seeing right here. I would never falsely accuse anyone. Never. Okay? Falsely accusing someone of rape isn't merely telling a lie. There's nothing mere about it. It destroys a person's reputation and character, makes close people isolate from them and lose trust, takes away their means of livelihood, cost them. Okay, so she's one posting this from September 19. She says she would never. She's claiming she would never falsely accuse anybody, basically. All right, there's another thread here. Let's see here. Let me see if I can grab this really quickly. There you go. I'll just go through it. Okay, I know we're kind of like long-winded tonight, but it will be a disservice if we don't complete the story. All right. She tagged him and said, Uzoneki, you know where I live. Kindly get me arrested, please. You and I know that I never consented physically or verbally to sex with you. You know in your heart I'm not lying against you. Yes, I do not have any concrete evidence against you, but you know what you did. I think there is a grape culture that we're coming from. It's not an excuse. There's a grape culture that we're coming from, and it's high time that men start to pay attention to it. Okay? All right? Cohesion, if it's already just learn some game. Okay? So you never have to do this again. So you never have to go through this kind of traumatic experience. Okay? And it is what it is. Once the other side feel coerced, it is what it is. You have to deal with that. I have to break it to you. This is the reality of the world we live in today. Okay? Ignorance is not an excuse. Chia says, Before hearing her side, I was thinking she's one crazy chick, but now that she said her side and it was closely related to his version, very closely, I can totally relate to this personally when it comes to cohesion. It's real. Only they know what is true. The whole story, they confuse me. Oh, too much show. Don't know exactly how it went down because I wasn't there. We don't know. I don't like this guy. If I have to take sides, I'm siding with the girl. It's okay if this makes me lame. I don't believe this boy. I'm not taking sides. You have the right to take sides, by the way. You're not the judge, so it's okay. It's just public opinion. I told you no severally. Okay. I told you multiple times I never wanted to be intimate with you. I did not once. Consent to you taking advantage of me. I begged you that I never wanted it. When you saw me bleed, you asked me if I was a virgin. Whoa, what? And you laughed about it. I told you no. When I was visibly in distraught and I literally cried all night, I was so ashamed of myself for days and weeks, and I did not want to accept that this happened to me. I kept on talking to you because I needed us to see, and you issue a genuine apology to me, and I move on from the incident. You kept on touching me inappropriately and apologizing a while at it. Whoa. You emotionally blackmailed me into having pity for you. I'm honestly sorry I'm saying this publicly, that you were seriously struggling with your health. You put it across to me almost like you had limited time to live. I let you stay because it was rainy and I was concerned. Whoa. About your health. You told me different things that made me feel pity for you. I was really scared of hitting you because you amplified your health struggles to me. Remember, you said some things personal. He said that. Okay. I didn't want to hurt you, but it's all good. You win. But God knows I'm not lying against you. This is rough, bruh. This is rough. This is why they've been having the conversation. Oh, that's why it's trending. Okay, that's why it's trending. Okay, so here another one says, did I tell you to leave me alone and stop severally or not? I guess that's a question. But anyways, like I said, keep writing in your lies and deceit. God knows I'm not lying against you and I have no reason to. I guess this is why. So what we read earlier was a response to this girl going mad. Parain, I should say. 2:08 a.m. This was posted at 2:08 a.m. Let me see. Let me go back to see when his own was posted. I want to see if it's a response. Okay. 2:08 a.m. Okay, my AM may have been off. The AM and PM have been saying I've been off. It might be 2 a.m. in Nigeria. It's actually 7 in the morning. Okay, so let me just say that for the records. Let's see, because mine is showing Eastern Standard Time. Let me go to the original post he posted. His original post. We're 3 minutes over time, but it's okay. Well, 63 minutes over time. Jesus, I didn't think it was going to be this long. Some allegations have been brought. Okay. So what time was this posted? This was 10:56 a.m. Okay, this was 10:56 a.m. that he posted this, and she posted this at 2:08 p.m. Okay, let me go back. Okay, so this is okay. So he originally posted those ones, and this is more of after he started lying. So if I scroll back down, okay, did I tell you? Okay, if I scroll back down to our original post, I want to see the timeline. Okay, the first thing she posted was from 11:17 a.m. This was an hour after. Okay, let the idiot say something. Okay, this is 9:43. Okay, all right, so this is when she started saying something first. There you go. 9:42 a.m. Okay, so he was paying attention to what she was saying. 9:43 a.m. let the idiot say something, right? And then after he posted that, then she came back with this first detailed brief description. All right, so do you understand the timeline? So she posted first and then he responded, but then she kept going. Okay, All right, so it's very important that we see that timeline so that it doesn't seem like he jumped out there and started telling the truth first. It was actually more of a response after everything they have been saying behind the scenes. All right. All right, so let's go back to her. So did I tell you to leave me alone or stop? Okay, that's the one we just read, I think. All right. Let's go back. Okay, his statement, she said no once. His statement, she said no once. His text, at all the points you told me to stop. Oh, that is a good point. That is somebody pointed out here that he said at all the points you said stop, I immediately stopped. But he said no once. She said no once. That is an inconsistency. All right. I don't know. We don't know. You know why a lot of men won't agree that begging for sex is coercion? Begging for sex is terrible. It's just terrible. First of all, you lack game, and then yes, in 2023 you are a criminal. That's just the reality right now. Get used to it. Get used to it. Get used to it. Okay. If somebody say no once, that's all it takes for you to become a criminal. Remember, it's not how you feel. When it comes back to, it's not how you feel. When it comes down, if he ends up in the court of law and it's still within, you can end up in jail just like that, and you just end up doing shalaye on the internet. All right, so here's a screenshot here of another message. Hello, I don't know if you see this, but if you do, I'd like you to know that I completely believe everything you said about that guy. I know him. I knew him for just a short while, actually. His name is Daniel Alaneme. Somebody's pointing out. And we had an encounter about 3 years ago. He did exactly what you said he did to you, to me also. Though he didn't grip me, but we were alone together watching a movie, and he started touching and kissing me without my consent. And he goes on to ask me about everything, what we were. All right. That's a lot. Jesus Christ. What are we? Jesus Christ. What do you mean, what are we? Oh my God. And when I started to say something about it to him back, then about it, he blocked me. Ooh, so I know firsthand that he's a creep, and he's been masquerading all this while. If you do see this and decide to post it, I'd like you to keep me anonymous though. Ouch. That's an ouch. That is an ouch. I am still not taking sides. I want to see everybody's opinion about this, and all I can say is that as women, I want to encourage you, if this crazy behavior ever happened to you, if you ever encounter a monster, I want to encourage you to please talk to someone. Talk to a therapist. Maybe not police first. Maybe police first. But please disclose immediately. Okay? Because we know that on both sides there are mad people that will try to take advantage to be evil. Right? And gentlemen, no means no. If for some reason you've ended up in the gray area, the first conversation of anybody sounds like they remotely accuse you, go to the police immediately and make a report that you might be in a mess. Okay? If you feel safe enough, I wouldn't even feel safe. I wouldn't. You can't take it back. You can't take it back, you know? And no means no. Anything after that first no is coercion. It's criminal behavior. Get used to it, okay? All right, so how many times does no have to be said before you take it? Once. Somebody said here, we had never been consensually intimate, never. Okay, somebody's posting. Okay, so she's replying to somebody. Okafor's law is a grippy mindset. The fact that you think you can always be entitled to a person's body, all right, that's weird. That's always weird. It took me 2 years before admitting to myself that what happened that night was sexual assault. Somebody is retweeting. She's retweeting people now. And then she said she's done here. This happened yesterday, 4:30 p.m. I'm done. Standing. I'm not I will not live like this. she said, especially when the person that did it is unapologetic and refusing to admit to his fault, and is still standing that my no meant a different thing to him. No once means no. Okay, I apologize in my text. Chiamaka, did you not read that? All the time you told me to stop, I stopped, Chiamaka. All the time. Jesus Christ. This is you making it worse for yourself, man. You talk too much. Somebody's already accusing you that you did the same thing. What are we? What do you mean, what are we? Kilo mean. All right, so she continues here. I'm so livid. My God, you told me that night when I was working on my laptop that you were prone to cold. You had something lung damage. You don't eat fried stuff. You don't take milk. You don't take pepper. I'm sorry I'm saying this openly, but this is the reason. Okay, so you emotionally blackmailed me into having pity for you. I'm honestly sorry. I'm saying this publicly. Okay, that's the one she said earlier. I didn't hit you or get physical with you because you were in my space, and you already made me feel like little thing could make you die. You kept on telling me how since I have good health, I should be grateful. I felt so much pity for you. That's why I wasn't physical with you. Not to mention that before the invite, you mentioned you stayed 2-3 streets away from me. Adelabu, Jesus. Only for me to later find out that was a lie and you lived in Olufemi. I don't mind going to jail. Let your conscience judge you. I will not change my statement. All right, she's I'm so livid. Okay, I already read that. Told me so concerning what? When I told you so, what are all those men you were defending now? You need them to stand up for you. Okay, there's a tweet here. Let me see if I can get the full thing. So people are going back into her threads. She's also a person that talks too much online. Okay, Twitter is very dangerous, just so you know, if you didn't know before. When I told you, okay, so this person is replying to her, you know where I live, okay? Well, I told you so. Where are all those men you were defending now? You need them to stand up for you. They are the ones standing in the peanut gallery laughing and slandering you more as you're forced to defend yourself alone. You and I know, yes, I do not have any concrete evidence against you, but you know what you did. Okay. All right, so let's go back to this. Let's see, is another thread here. Daniel Alaneme, if you're guilty of what I'm accusing you of, may you seek and never find. Jesus. All right. May you seek and never find. Everything you work so hard for will be futile. You will work in vain. You will meet your Waterloo and the kind of misfortune that will befall you from this day. May you question this. Oh my God, these are all curses. And for any man who is guilty of, okay, before your eyes may your limbs wither. Okay, we don't know what to do with that. Go to the police, please. Let's see here. Let's see if there's anything else. That's my honest regret. The fool. How do you go and grip somebody in their own home? She should have sent him home in the rain. Oloshi. All right. Trigger alert. Just in case I say it too late. Sorry, I'm sorry. This is crazy. That's my honest regret. The fool told me he struggled with cold. Said he was suffering many illnesses in the books. Lung disease, does not eat fried food, lactose intolerance, ulcer. He will need to show us receipt that this is actually real or this is just a lie. Right? He goes, shall I get tired? Also mentioned hair loss disease. I asked him if he had cancer. He was quiet. Put his words. Jesus Christ. That is manipulation of the highest order. If he did that. Together like he had limited. If you have to do that to get some quick wins, that's terrible. Oh my God. I was so scared and tender. Let's see here. Sorry about that. I was so scared and tender towards him, randomly telling me how lucky I am for having good health. Need I mention that we're watching Miss Koi Koi on Netflix, and the grip scene? This nigga kept on making noise saying, "I understand why women say they hate men. Men are trash. Men are animals, non-stop. All this to manipulate me into being comfortable around him." That is weird. I didn't know he was being performative. Wanted time to pass. Get then perfect opportunity to strike. God will still punish you. Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else. Okay. She's now retweeting from 11 hours ago. She's tired. Okay. All right, but they've been arguing about this all weekend. Somebody said, "I told you that the second it was convenient, all those men would immediately throw you under the bus." Let me see here the full version of that. I told the only part I tackled in your okay. This person said, "I told you." I told you that when the second was convenient, all those men would immediately throw you under the bus. The part you don't seem to understand is that it's not false grip accusations being wrong that is the problem. Rather, the problem is that too many men, all grapes are false. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Oh, I definitely agree with you. I honestly still do. The only part I tackled in your tweet was saying false grape accusation is a mere lie, which isn't. 10 out of 10 times I will side with the victim first before anything. Also, I have witnessed cases where women confessed to. This is what she's saying. She's witnessed many cases where women confessed, to lying. Basically, that's what she's saying here. Lying to get back at the person, which is very wrong. I still will never stand or side with an accused man. Still doesn't change my point that false grape accusations aren't just mere. If you really knew my person and what I stand for, we will not be having this debate. Crazy. It's crazy. This is why you should let the authorities handle this. There should be proper investigations into this kind of stuff, right? Can everybody agree with me on that? Do you guys agree with me that there should be proper investigation into this kind of stuff? We should just leave this kind of stuff in the hands of the authority, right? Somebody said, "Amaka, so much consideration. I have finally decided to come out clean. The truth is, Uzo never gripped me or forced me to do anything with him." Wait, what? It was actually something mutual. Okay, let me see this. Somebody might have. Oh, look at this. You see this? Check this out. There's double I's in this. Can you guys see this? There's double I's. Somebody created and cloned her page. You see, this is why you should let the authorities handle it. Somebody created a clone of her page with a double I, and literally, let me see if I can make this bigger for you guys. This is why you should let the authority handle this. There's somebody who read this and they've run with this, and they're now telling this as the truth on the internet. This is how crazy it gets. This could be your son, this could be your daughter. You should let the authorities handle this. Check this out. This person, there's a whole page here. After so much, cloned the picture, everything. Okay, clone the picture, everything. After so much consideration, I have finally decided to come out clean. The truth is, Uzo never gripped me and forced me to do anything with him. It was actually something mutual. I just wanted pleased with the fact that I wasn't getting enough attention from him after having him in my body. First of all, Uzo, Daniel, I am deeply sorry. It's my fault, and I apologize for making the whole thing a big deal. From now on, I would have to stay offline and do some healing myself. I apologize for being a nuisance on the internet. You see, the internet is a very dangerous place. Very, very dangerous. To be clear, she never said that. That's why she put what the fuck. Okay, mission failed. Okay, so that they keep using it after so much concern. Finally, okay, so they keep reposting it, and from what I can see here, people that has 1.8 million views. Do you see this? The fake post has 1.8 million views. What lessons do we get from that? We need to yield to the authorities for this kind of stuff. That's the lesson. The lesson is not that one side is truthful. We don't know. Okay. Somebody said this guy is sick. That's my handle, y'all. Okay. Oh, she said. Okay. This is not hard. The real account is Chiamaka with one eye. See, this is why I wanted to finish the story, because I don't know what you plan to achieve by doing this, but God will actually punish you, this boy. Okay. We also don't know if he's the one doing it. We don't know. She said, don't bitch, that's not me. Okay, so I think you should get a life now and focus more on why she never had anything with you. He said, don't bitch, that's not me. I'd rather sit on an electric chair rather than take back any of my statements. Please report this account in person. Okay, that's how dangerous the internet is. Okay, this is 8 hours ago. All right, 8 hours ago. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. It's already getting too dangerous for me as well. I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, let me just come to the chat. Let's leave it alone. Let's leave it alone. I even have delay on my own screen. I even have delay on my own screen. It's crazy. Let me see. Let's round it off. I'm way over time. We're gonna have to do a lot more editing work. Yeah, I've given people extra work now, so it's okay. It's one of those days. All right. Yeah, that seems like damage control from Uzo's team. I'm actually trying to see who the guy, like, is it let me go. Amaka has about 5,433 followers. That could have been from the last 24 hours, who knows. But let me see in comparison to Uzo. Let's see if he's because he has a verified page. He has 12,000 followers. Okay, so he's a musician. It looks like he has a music Apple page. He has a profile on. Let me see if that's actually him. Yeah, I don't know if that's really him, but he has a profile on Apple Music. All right, so as of right now, this is very sensitive as far as I'm concerned. I will not be taking any sides. I'm just curious. Okay, I'm just curious. Okay, I'll say this. Both sides have what you might consider inconsistency. They're not inconsistent enough to say something happened and it was very bad. Something happened, it was very bad. Okay? Something happened and it was very bad and it's dangerous for our society. That's all I can tell you right now. Okay? And I'll tell you like this, man. There's a lot of lessons there for you. Okay? If you have to on the first date and you're going to smash that night and you're telling all your life story, you're being manipulative. Okay, I'm warning you right now, you will end up in jail. Just letting you know right now. Okay, ladies, I just want to encourage you, if you've been a victim of this kind of behavior, please talk to someone, please, as soon as possible. I don't know what your timeline is, but as soon as possible, just talk. I want to encourage you, talk to someone. Okay, and don't take laws into your own hand. It's dangerous. If just think about it like this, let's say you're right. If a man could do anything to get sex from you, he could do anything if you take laws into your own hand. It's dangerous. It's dangerous, right? So I have let's see here. As far as the Tyrese stuff is concerned, I'll just keep it this short. Okay, I'll I'll merge it into this story. We'll just merge it into this one. Tyrese was denied. Okay, he was denied. Just as expected, because when you get caught up in your emotions, you will be denied. That's the way it works, because you come off as incoherent. You're trying to get a judge fired and all this kind of craziness. It's not going to work. The only thing that can work is to get yourself together and have professionals work on your behalf. And stop making random statements on the internet crying to everybody. They don't care. Even if this sounds like they're taking sides with you, they don't care. It's just cruise like any other day for them. They don't care. Have the professionals are professionals for a reason, because when it comes to legal matters, it's not always what it looks like. Okay? It's not always what it looks like. It's not always what you think it's supposed to be. Okay? And yes, it's a game that you have to learn, that people go to school for a long time to learn. Have the professionals work on your behalf. All that gra nonsense, you try to jump on the internet, do gra raw and blunt, all that stuff, it's not going to work. Okay, if anything, you're shooting your credibility on the legs. And that's what Tyrese has been doing. That's the judge right there, apparently. Okay, so the report says Tyrese Gibson's request to have new judge oversee his divorce case has been denied. That judge looks like he'll like, I will show you shege in this court. Okay. As previously reported last month, the entertainer tried once again to have Judge Farmer from his case, essentially claiming that the public official was biased. Unfortunately for Tyrese, his allegations weren't enough to have his legal battle moved to another judge. According to the court documents obtained by Radar Online, Tyrese's motion has been denied. The order reportedly stated, because Tyrese's motion and the supporting affidavit are both untimely and devoid of any facts purporting to show personal bias on the part of the court, and instead contain bare conclusions and opinions as the court's views based on the court's judicial rulings. Tyrese's motion is denied. All right. And while we're talking about Tyrese, he recently they had divorce. He had divorced from his estranged wife, and according to him, he did not do anything wrong to this lady. She's just a liar who wants all this money. And the only time I've seen the lady speak, she said, "Listen, I had people in my ears. Maybe I could have been a little bit more patient, but I left the marriage, which is not a crime. Okay, it's not against any law anywhere for someone to leave a marriage. All right, so." But Tyrese has since been dragging his ex-wife on the internet and has attempted to drag even the judge. Trying to drag the judge.
Not being juju be that.
Are they doing you from your village? Are you are you mad?
Are you
stupid? Are you a crazy person? You not mad? You know me before? Who be this one? Who the are you?
That's the judge right there. Yeah. It gets temporary satisfaction, but he will shoot himself on the legs, essentially. It's going to get very bad for him. We'll continue to cover it, but that's the reason why he's the headline person on the screen today. We did 3 hours and 27 minutes. I definitely did not know that story was that long. Remember, I don't have any opinion per se. Maybe some of the nuances I had some opinions about, but in terms of who do I believe, who I don't believe, I don't know. What I can see right now is that this type of events are very dangerous for our society, for both sides. It's dangerous for women, okay? Probably more dangerous for women because women are vulnerable in our society, but definitely dangerous for our sons. So make sure you're talking to your sons. No equals to no one time, okay? Put yourself in a position where she'll be the one missing out for saying no, even if she didn't mean it. Even if she didn't mean it, okay? She missed out, okay? Go back to your house. Okay, it's dangerous, very, very dangerous. Okay, the games we are playing with this woke nonsense on the internet is very dangerous. Okay, but we shall see. As you can see, somebody's already cloning our page and creating a false narrative. We shall see. So shout out to all of you that are here with me, Chinye and D-Love. I appreciate you for rocking with me all the way. Like he thought his shaming tactics on the judge will work. Let me see if I missed anything. I might have missed something or two. Let me see. I think I missed this one. That's too. Why will anyone put all those things on their head for quickos? I hope that's not true. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Imagine how sick a man has to be to say all those things just to get some quickos. You see, initially he said it was once. Then when she asked him whether she rejected his advances, he denied it all. Now he admitted. Yep. Okay, I missed this too. MOP is all love. I respect you. Don't want to take sides. Me, I side with the girl. I've seen his grape denial before. The boy I was telling you about denied it until threat of just scared. I believe you. Absolutely. I don't like this guy. Okay, I think I read that. That's the one I read earlier. Okay, good. All right, so this was an awesome session. I think we still picked some lessons out of it, right? Gentlemen, no, it's just me. No, okay. Ladies, if you've been abused or violated by a monster, I encourage you as soon as possible to go and say something to the authorities. Okay, at least talk to a therapist, because something like that would tamper with your mental health for a long time. Okay, and all you need is to feel that way. Go and talk to a therapist. I don't care if it's true or not. I really don't care actually if it's true or not. If you feel that that's what's happened to you, or you're confused that that's what has happened to you, you need to go and talk to a therapist, and they might be able to guide you if you need to go to authority or not. Okay, personally, I am scared. Okay, it's not that deep for me, by the way, but it's not like, but I'm saying I am scared for the society at large, for this type of events. When you mix it together with social media and internet, it's just very, very dangerous. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Beautiful girl, spoiling anything. I find a beautiful girl. It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.